Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Happily Ever Caffeinated, your weekly wedding video series where we get stupid high on coffee and talk about weddings. I am your host, Stehlik, co-founder of FotoBoho, and I'm here today with Eric, Jason, and James of Grant Hemond. You guys have been an institute in Tampa for many, many years, and we're going to be talking about, I don't know, floral services.
Yeah, sure.
With beats.
Oh, we should do that. We're talking about DJs. Let's do this. So, okay, apparently, newsflash.
It's Hemond.
It's Grant Hemond.
Everybody does it. It's okay.
Is there a human named Grant Hemond out there?
There is.
There's a Grant?
He's our founding father. That's the way to put it.
Interesting. Do you have like your own currency and his face is on your currency?
It's very similar to the Colonel in KFC. He is Grant Hemond.
I can't believe that
minus
I've never...
the bow tie.
He's at the top of our family tree.
The top of your... So for those of you not in the wedding industry, one of the most beautiful things about the holiday season is it's never the holidays until you receive a postcard from Grant Hemond.
That's right.
We hoped everybody appreciated those Christmas cards.
Yeah,
they
really.
were legitly signed by ours.
I think it's
honestly,
over 1,000 of them,
Yes.
I think.
And Grant Hemond, his picture's actually in those photos.
Is it?
Yes, so Grant is in there.
Okay, you know what?
And the picture's on our website. The simple
We're
one
going
we
to
sent
edit
out.
this, and I'm going to put a picture of you guys, and I'm going to circle it. This is all happening right now
Oh, I
as
have
I'm
it
speaking.
in the
This
truck.
is okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I had the
Excellent.
bridal
You just
promo
drive
stuff.
around with his picture.
I do.
Just
Looking
because.
at it fondly.
James is a
It's
big
good to
fan.
remember where you come from.
Yeah, I mean,
We're a big family, you know. We're a big Grant Hemond family, so that's what we do.
how many dudes are there?
16 full-time
yeah,
DJs.
16.
And when we get together, it's definitely, you almost need somebody in a referee suit.
Oh,
Right.
So, yeah.
When we all get together to take that big group photo,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Oh.
constant, one-up contest.
Yeah. I imagine Mr. Hemond like taking a bride and groom's name and date and just throwing it down to you guys, and you like jumping in the air trying to. It's mine. How do you?
We have Doug and Jennifer.
How do you choose, or does the bride choose you? Do you? How does that work?
Well, there's usually one of two things that happen. Like
Okay.
Sometimes a bride will call in and request a specific DJ, and if that specific DJ, like James, Tally, or myself, are available, then by all means, absolutely, he's your guy.
Awesome. Yeah.
Other times, people will call us and say, we've heard just the Grant Hemond name from multiple people, and that all of your guys are good, and
Yeah.
so we then try to get an idea for what they're looking for. Because while we're similar in a lot of ways, we deliver like a high level of customer service.
Yes.
Yes.
We also have different personalities, so we try to match somebody up with a DJ that we feel is going to be a good fit based on what they tell us.
Okay, so apparently we were talking about accents earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
Wow,
apparently
here we go.
you can put on I want to hear the normal James voice and
Well-
then the DJ James voice.
Okay.
Yeah. They're
James-
probably both really annoying, but no.
James is the best. He's the best MC in the group. James'
Oh,
voice is
James is
amazing.
solid.
James can do
I would
voiceovers.
say that.
That's
Anything he
quite
wants to do. Awesome
I
voice.
think I notice a lot when you talk normal and like I am now, people just tend to have someone talking in the background, and it really. So I felt in some events where I was doing a show. I think we were at at Ruth Eckerd Hall, and there was a large room of people, and they needed to get these people to move into another section of the hall so they could do something with the room. And they had an MC that just was trying to get everyone's attention, and nothing was working.
He's just faded into the background,
Yeah,
like
he
he's
was
not
just kind of
cutting
there.
through
The
the
noise
noise.
was there. People were talking, so they came over and asked me if I would make the announcement. So I'm like, okay, so I really need to pull this one off.
Beef it up.
Yeah, and so my voice was kind of like, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you will, direct your attention to our double doors, if you will, please. And kind of with that, right off the bat, everyone stopped, looked, and started walking out. So it really kind of just.
I need you to say something for me. This
Oh,
is
boy.
very
Here we go.
important. This is very important. In a world.
Oh gosh.
I want to see that movie.
I love that guy.
So what is your favorite flow of the wedding day? Because I know, some videographers prefer that you do the toasts after dinner, so they have time to set up lighting and audio and things like that. Do you have a favorite way of doing the intro and things like that?
I personally like to do everything on the front end, which I think is kind of what you were saying, meaning, go introductions, first dance, parent dances, toasts, and then dinner.
Nice.
Knock
Get
it
done.
all out right there in the beginning.
A lot of times I see very detailed timelines, and they have to the minute, where it's 8:07, we're gonna do this dance, and this dance will follow that. When I had a groom just ask me about a timeline for a upcoming wedding, and so I put together a tentative. I told him all those times are subject to change. A lot of things happen in the industry. We know very rarely does a wedding ceremony start on time.
To the minute, anyway.
To the minute.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
just asking a lot.
Basically, I always say dinner has to be one of those things that you are gonna stick to. The chef has his time, food's coming out,
Right.
stick to that.
Yes.
Everything else, I always say, let that just flow. Don't put no time in front of it. Just let it flow one into another. And if you follow some of the guidelines of doing all your special dances earlier, you really can just kind of let the evening just go one into another, and really less stress on everybody around. So
Yeah.
Definitely.
When you see Eric and James and I, and the boys, like I said, our big Grant Hemond family, when you have us and us three, when we're up there playing, you're going to get a live DJ. We're up there working. We're working the controllers. We're working the decks. We're doing the magic for you.
Yeah. And I don't think a lot of people know how much work like a lot of people think, okay, the DJ, they're there for the reception. When we're showing up, I feel like you're showing up at the same, like you've got an enormous amount of equipment to set up and things that can go wrong and this and that, and especially if it's outdoors and microphones and interference, and I feel like people don't understand how much there is to it.
There's a lot. We have to, in some aspects, we really have to take on the role of being audio engineers, lighting engineers. There's a lot of things that come into it, just not, press and play and making a couple announcements. And that's a lot of work in itself.
Yeah.
And then in the background, what people don't see is we have to set the business up. We have to make the phone calls. We have to talk to the bride and groom about, what their vision is. We have to, get an idea of what the culture of this wedding is going to be.
Right.
And then we have to respond to that by working in the background before we even get there, by making sure we have the right music, making
Music
sure
prep.
our notes are good. We're prepped. When we hit the door, we're going full speed.
Right,
We're just don't come and show up and hey, we're good to go.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stuff that does go into it behind the scenes.
Right.
I've always said that a lot of what we do is, at least for me, the music. You've heard me tell a lot of bride and groom this, that the music really comes last in what we do, helping keeping the event running smooth and working well with all the vendors and being that liaison between before the cake cutting, making sure that the videographers, the photographers, the captain in the room all know that we're going to go ahead and do that. We are reading that energy level, so music really just is like something that is a given. That's what we're going to do, but I feel a little bit of the extra is helping along with all the other vendors.
That's a big part of our culture, is being team players and being there for our fellow vendors. I mean, that's what we pride ourselves on that.
That just goes to show the professionalism. Trust your guys, hire your guys, have fun with your guys. You guys are wonderful. We love that you're in our area, keeping our parties going.
We love you, Jesse.
Oh, I love you guys back. Thank you for coming out.
We appreciate
And
it.
we'll see you at the next party.
Absolutely.
See you there.
All right.
All right.
Wait, what? Always question with the Q. Questions help us learn things new. Question marks are very cool, especially when you're in school. Always question when you try, you'll find